Good evening, family. Them. Me now, Mohamed Taiwo Tairawali, voice of Salone Network. Today, October 16, 2020. As you all know, now one big day, one of the high on lady in VOS in birthday when I Miss Matilda Cole. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of Voice of Salone Network for which Miss Matilda Cole a happy birthday. I know say it now they out there enjoy and as they are today for represent them because as we all know the Mamiga for take this day today for make you go celebrating birthday. So again, I want for wish you a happy birthday and wish you God which is blessing and everything you wish for yourself. Enjoy your day and because today I don't wear the won't go for can't take the beat for you. So enjoy. And tonight we can talk about as soon as the topic we talk about the ACC Vice President Koroma and what happened. But before I do that, I want for introduce my guest when I Miss Janet Matsamusa from the UK. Over to you, Miss Matsamusa.
Thank you so much, CEO. I want to say a very happy birthday to Matilda J. Cole. With very vibrant VOS presenter. We want to say to you, well body and long life, and come back with so much fire for put VOS that the place was to be. We thank you very much for everything. Well, like this Boston say, enjoy the night, and we see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you. You see, I don't tell nothing, I'm not going to catch you. When me on camera, so I go out, nobody will see me. That's it, though.
We'll find you.
But see, with the October people, we know for balance. But me able because I catch you before you even see her. So
I see.
Yeah. I know today get for be an interesting day though, because it don't say we're not kind of screen, and obviously we get the right topic for talk about today. So I ready for Larry. You cannot say they get for can whip me small in shape. You don't say no whip me small. So I ready. So family, again, I welcome everybody who don't join me, and also people that are for joining me pretty soon. As soon as all know, say salon business, now we all business. Nobody not to one person gets salon, now we all get salon. If we not happy make salon, God not gonna come up can make them, white man not gonna come on and white country for can make salon. And me and you two get for make them. And the only thing is that how we get for make another question and how fast we go for push on before that they be team you too. As soon as all know, the president where he come, he talk about say he want fight against corruption. And as we all know right now, this administration, now one of the things that we didn't put on the forefront, say, for fight against corruption. And as we all see right now, we know, say, the two parties, them or the two sides, most especially the ACC and the former president, young people, them, then they at each other's neck right now. So, Auntie Janet.
Yes.
I want to ask you, this is not just an overview, because today, in the beat, tomorrow, in the beat, now, today, in the beat, tonight, and the show, yeah.
That's cool.
So me on first question I ask, what's not your own view about the whole fight against corruption?
Well, corruption, how me look at it affect the lives of all Sierra Leoneans. I mean, if people that they die in a salon because they not get medicine in a hospital, people that they die because they not get job for go to, but things and the way corruption they deprive people them off, and therefore it's a war that all of us want to fight. We must be honest. The only thing where somebody says somewhere, if you come to equity with clean hands, you where they fight corruption, you save your hand for clean, for mixed man corruption. So today, as I read something about the timber, we understand say almost $1 million timber don't left Salone when they not account for that money there. So when we want to talk about a corruption, let us come to equity with clean hands. Not accuse somebody else for something where you self busy they do. Let us start on that way there. Yeah.
Well, like I say,
Yes.
this can be a broad topic tonight because when we talk about corruption, the reality is that every Salonian corrupt. Nothing way it now we embedded in we system. Like this is not a normal thing in our life. Corruption is a normal thing in Salonian life. Even we system for the talk. So the moment you reach now Salon from Lungi Airport now Tego, you don't begin corrupt.
Well, It depends on what's in, the corruption, there are two different levels. You get the one where the system corruption. Now they affect the ordinary person, like a mere you. The one where mere you they take we sell something we cost 10 pounds, we sell them for 20 pounds. That one they like to robbery. Finish. So but the system where we don't appoint the people where they are the helm of power, when they begin thief the money, where we the ordinary people for enjoy. Now they kill the people. So now I will for begin fed. But I understand the position where they express. System don't become a way now Salone. It would be fair to say a very good number of people are aware of waiting that one-to-one corruption they waiting and they mean.
Yeah, because what make I say this, you go only fight against corruption if you see like something way bad.
Yes, I understand what
you mean. When we use the word fight, you can fight against something where say not something we're not right for you.
Yes.
Plenty country them, advanced country them. Now we look at what's happened in Japan, where they were against of the former President Park. Plenty Japanese them today not come not eat or burn holes or bomb motorcar because they not say nothing way a bad for the country. Even if you were the left woman, then we protest in some one with the other. But end of the day, then see say the country in law bigger than one person. So they know what's the implication about corruption. They know. So you go find out the young reaction would different from Africans where we they look at them from a different level. Where it's so funny that some of them video that we can make were post. You know, easily somebody can talk say no, you lie, nobody know there's no corruption here. The thing where you see come on now for compare bad to bad.
Yes.
You see that now the thing where it fascinates now to me where they some of them comments here. People in the kind of say no, I'm not. I mean, what you say, not to say it wrong, but in the attack you say why make if the other person don't make us for do. So this is now that did me the try for see like wow, okay. When we will stand up and say it is bad no matter who that do whether I'm young person to young person, even if I'm myself do because we are involved in corrupt acts, I know what I do wrong.
Yes.
Now I myself know. Say what I do wrong. Even no matter how many times I do that anytime I do, I never look over my shoulder because I know say what I'm doing there's something wrong to it. You get somebody where they drive ambulance, they go snap some side the pulpit or diesel out of the ambulance to sell them.
Yes.
Then when you see people when they come, speed off. This man knows exactly what he do. But when you try for take that money out, the problem first, who said you go report them first? You see the point? So, but the people when they buy this gas, where they go buy this diesel, how much you get for sell that gallon diesel? Compared to that man in life, where you're not gonna forget fuel for go pick up that man where they on the bridge for die. Which one important now? It's about somebody go able to defend that man where they sell the diesel, say well maybe not they pay much. If forget say somebody get for die because of that one action.
Yes.
So they look at the implication, they look at that die that person get for die.
Consequences, yeah.
You see, so at the time for I don't want to touch the ACC and the president first. I want for all begin put up some things for the people and see what corruption mean by itself. And then from both sides before we touch the issue itself, because I know by the time we touch it right now, fire for kitchen around here soon. So but let me tell for since that's people unfortunately can argue about this person do and the other person for do. You see, because at the end of the day, if we not fix the system itself, we're not going to fight corruption. So how are we going to fix the system? This is my question to you.
Systemic corruption, and corruption where they at the heart of the entire system, the country itself, the way they run them, the institutions them, so it's a whole line of actors them where they facilitate, where they enable this activity for take place, but again, I've been do some research recently and I come to one person where say, it's just like where you then are all to picking them. Mama and papa that you get you picking them, and then where they clean, mama and papa they sit down and eat. They left them picking the scrabble na kitchen for waiting for it. They say, look, if you left you soup pots na kitchen with you load of rice, turn your back, you picking and go eat her because they're hungry and they have to leave. It's if you look at that picture, the word on paint you so you understand why this activity is going on. Not only in Africa though. It happen even in the Western world. The only reason it's made the Western world not so bad now because then they do them in a way when they affect you, the ordinary person. Because then they, like recently we heard about the bank at this world, this part of the world outside they do money laundering. When a big institutions and they behave them wire business system, that you say to yourself, well, I don't know, I'm in the corner, it doesn't affect me. Well, yes, it may not affect you, but possibly understand economics like me boss. Ain't going to tell you why that money laundering system they will affect you, the ordinary person. But let's go to Sierra Leone. What it make people in the co-ops and that country? Boss, it's a straightforward situation. The hardship, deprivation. If you're hungry, we go for leave, we go for drink water, we go for eat food, for able for survive. Forget about light, forget about any other luxury. But we're talking about water and food. You not get that one and then you go do something to forget them, for survive. It's about survival. So then TSO now then forced to go for begin fix the system. Get people and we conscientious, whether they thief from the state and put that in pocket. We want people the way they look at the affairs of the people. Because when they be the campaign, they tell the people and say, we go do this, we go change this, we go do the other. And then when they come into power, and then you go be surprised now. I read somewhere where they say, state capture. When they talk about corruption, we just feel say that the money when they pull, they put on their accounts and they only time when they commit. That is what they call state capture. What is a state capture? State capture now where the president, they enable people and they use them, they use power where they not get for defraud the state. Say for example, a company can have Salone, they can do mining or whatever. Then people and they get so much power. First of all, the government say we not pay tax. And say they're supposed to pay tax. Then waive that tax system there. It give them power for pull thing in the country when they sign a contract and they pull and come inside the country. Not because it's free, but because money is coming to him one way or the other. When you read South Africa, now that's they look at the President Zuma. President Zuma was not only accused of corruption, but also state capture. It's a form of corruption, but not many Sierra Leoneans speak about state capture. Then you look at numbers, say they don't thief the money, but that money they left that money the way they thief. The facility, the chance when they get them foreign like the African begin with country, if for money we, So today, more as we go forward, I want to really let we explore what's in a state capture. So much of my using like also go no say corruption, not that money no more. He get all that in the back.
I bet you better wake out this one up because me and somebody may get conversation then 2 days here. We talk about something similar to it. He don't say so. But we talk, like I tell the person, if we bring this conversation up right now, we will become the villain. Then we tear we apart because majority of people don't even know what's in the happen. Even if we explain to them, which one of the videos I'm tell for work on recently. Well, make I just bring them out, make I talk to you about them. We all know what in Makeni they do na Salone.
Thank you.
We understand that Makeni just build school now put local for people under this administration.
Yes.
And we all know that education is one of the things that we all want the school.
Yes.
But one question we not ask is what's the incentive Makeni forget how to build in this school?
Thank you.
And then if we sell just go build clock tower na Kenima, where the administration go open. The other question we will forget for ask yourself is what's the incentive or waiting if we sell forget out of it because these are businesses. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to pay tax to the country. We say would they get revenue. If they not go do them tier on that the government for give like a favor to the government. The question would be ask yourself is what's not the favor with the government to give them back? Mm-hmm. At the expense of the citizens. But if me and you to ask this question now, people will say, oh well, you're against the administration because in terms of build school for people them, una the criticize them. You see, so again, like I say, I tell the person, if we bring this up, we will be the villain. But the point is that people don't understand what it means for do them favors there because at the end of it, these people are business and they run. Then they run for profit.
Yes.
Who don't for profits now?
Yeah. Well, I not cut you. I want to just read a quick a definition so people that when they listen will understand why would they bring this come up because it looks like now one side more than they look. They say state capture is a type of systemic political corruption in which private interests significantly influence a state's decision-making processes to their own advantage. So we talk about Mercury and the other companies and within a Salone, then they go pull money number, they go make clock tower and a Kenema. Africell, they do clock tower and a Kenema. Now because they get, but could see what they do in that country, the way they pay for. Because the last time we do this program here too last year, when governments in the ABK government Africell 500, I don't know if I mean $500,000 as part of something. So Africell is owned by a private company. Why is government investing money into that instead of going to Seratel? It's something we have spoken about before. And when we come on at this program, somebody tell me, it says state capture, but that's not the problem. These guys have because people are handling inside them business. When the proof for that, but we can clearly say the interest. Then when they didn't get political interest, then they benefit from the state. Then they influence decision making, where the president or whoever any institution will make for favor them. You see, so they are not stupid. They are not just throwing their money away. There is a reason for that. And then I can tell we need for the tell with people waiting them for they look for. But a lot of people are not even aware. Somebody recently write a message on it. But I'm not calling the name them because they are friends of mine as well. A group of people that would not live in our country for a very long time. It's when it came to the mining sector, they were leading. They were the leading force that mining sector. Even though they say Sierra Leone mining company or whatever they may call them, you come up or you know the company name what they talk about. It's about this particular but this particular set of people. They were the one running the diamond business. I said, don't make any mistake. Then they influence decision making. So they were not in power because constitution restrict them for take certain power, but they were the people underneath the power making. Well, whose position we're powerful past that? Do you see?
Yeah, I mean, like another thing we talked about recently, I think Mr. Sheehan didn't cover that, where you talk about people in our government, they buy stake share into
in the companies. Yeah.
So
oh, you mean state properties? Yeah.
You get government officials and they invest, then they go buy share into state property. When they negotiate the deal, they want to go buy the property back from the state.
Conflicts of interest. You shouldn't do that. Let me say they help the people where they come, for can make money now the people now you own people aid and then use that money there for your own benefit. Unconscionable conduct. That's what we would describe them. You thief from your people put another person in pocket and put in your own pocket. You shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing that at all. But a lot of people more are not aware. Well, not to say they don't know, man or lie, because the person the way they discuss this with me, they are aware. But the ordinary person, if you do research today, you send somebody in a seat, say, go ask the people then people where they can have a country where they can do business in our country. How you feel say they thief we? And I think a whole lot of them go get something for say, but them people well, they're going to say that they can't do business, they can't help we. That's what they're going to tell you. But we know so not to help them, they can't help we. They get certain interest while they're in the country. And these are the things why would they pay attention to people being at the helm of power, stealing money and putting them in the offshore accounts? How about those who are living underneath your nose, where they thief from the people? How do you address those? That's some of the things that we'll get for look at. And South Africa, they're able to go into that and then find out, say yes, you can get almost like a mafia-like. Salone, somebody right tell me say you get like a mafia-like system in Sierra Leone. Only when you're in Sierra Leone you will know. But all of these things, a lot of things and the way you not get proof for them, you can only hear them. But they are affecting the system.
Well, and so the next question I want to ask now is, we talk about the fight against corruption, but we still use paper system. You buy something and give you receipts where they feel for give you receipts. Where they don't feel for receipts, they don't give you. So my own question is how genuine is this fight where you not get a blueprint? Because not 10 people then we don't see where
you not get no paper no day. You see some in the system. How you they come back and say, I mean, buy this, where the paper?
Yeah, because we can recent to us where the fight come, Boku building and begin catch fire. Boku files and ongo, documents and ongo. So me on
account, yeah, cannot account. Mm.
Yeah, so the question is, how we go to fight this corruption if we not get a electronic blueprint wherein even if we burn the computer, we not say a backup somewhere on a server somewhere, we say they will come back. So you feel this is not an easy fight for we all to still use paper and the country all the
I think to say, you know,
instead of card.
Yeah. 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 I think to say this minister within our education, Minister Senge, I think he's because an IT man as well. I think to say he's really working on that for make sure say everything what you do in a system, you know, if you account for them in a system, so that all that old paper business, so you may get your receipt and not know how to put it on loss. No, everything must be recorded. And I think to say if they get down this successfully put into place, it will cut down on how people are one for thief. Because you know, say you know the other thing again where somebody sent to me recently, he said to me every department and that country they get documents then when they for produce or whatever every year or something like that. Some of them they not they get them document and they for pull. So almost and spend almost government getting at that ministry they almost and spend if I account for them. Some of these ministries are not accounting at all properly. You know, but now when they put him, they don't put computer in every ministry, say everything for be recorded. We want to see how they go book balance. But having said that, don't forget, say the bribery business as Salone, now they ruin the country. You get private people that when don't go Salone for go do business. Then tell you, say, Janet, you have to pay for every damn thing. Forgive my language. You know, they say you they bribe, then they ask you openly. There is no shame. And then this government talks about fighting corruption. They say there is corruption in the country. There certainly is. Maybe the president don't know about that, but there is corruption in the country. Now, a way of life, you said don't talk from the beginning. It's a way of life. They don't look and say wrong. Until you can identify it as being wrong, you're not going to forfeit them.
Okay, then still we will get somebody on the line. Make I bring this person lawyer in your side, then we go continue discussion. I bring this person in even though. Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from, please? Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from? We still get a person on the line? Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from? Now, me know the area or no this or waiting?
Me say that the area.
Okay, well, let me continue. Then we'll tell you if the person still on the line or not. Now, let me take you to the ACC in fight. Yes. What's in your take about this because first of all, make a try for class something like people in the field say because the commission of inquiry that happened, ACC not supposed to go after them people in it because commission of inquiry don't already do their own report out. One people they not say that's not correct. The inquiry then just do the reporting and then recommendation they left from out. They know they charge nobody. The ACC inking then they take you to court and if it's the case against you, if they win and then they charge you. So say the ACC, even if the commission of inquiry don't take you, they don't get the finding. The ACC can still the same crime and levy that stuff on you as well. So we just want people to know that. So that being said, what's that you don't take about the fight against corruption? If you see the ACC win this fight right now?
You know, it's in more. I want to go back to that statement where you make say the COI with their findings and then the recommendations and when they set out. Then I go enable the people away they found wanting for challenge and through the Supreme Court. So the question here is, if ACC gets so much power, like Ade Makoli say, he said, do not underrate the ACC. the ACC get enormous power. If they have that enormous power, what is the reason my legal friend in England, because I asked him this question, he said, like Nigeria, the AFCC gets so much power. They don't have time for this COI business. It's in their constitution, but they are not following it because they don't create a more powerful institution, which is the EFCC, for go after them people. You're not going for waste money on the investigation. Because with the COI, they spend billions of pounds to the AFCC now. Then go straight to the heart of the investigation. Look what's in the ACC one for do so. Then find you wanting to get investigation, get evidence against you. Then can you go court? Then can you go through the system? So that would have been a shorter way, sharp to the point than would taking a whole 2 years for go through a COI, which cost so much money, and then come back and take ACC for go the same information that when them don't get, then say they can work on. Then when them people are so now, then go and challenge the issues and go through court. The ACC is going to drag them to court again. Then look at the money where they spend. So it's not like it is wrong for them to go after them. Why didn't you just go after them from the beginning? Why use the COI? Why we need? Because
I will answer that. I can answer that, and so the caller don't come back. So I'll bring this caller. Then you can answer that. Why make that not happen right now, Salone?
Yes.
I'll bring the caller in first. Good evening, caller. What time name outside the call from, please?
Oh, my name is James, calling from Virginia.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Mr. James. What time you going to take on the topic tonight, sir?
Okay, I've done the listening to now for a little while, but I know say you guess what you get seems to forget that Leone for almost 60 decades, the biggest problem we will get is corruption, especially during the time of President Shekki in a one-party system. So it kind of difficult for people and for for just take corruption out of people and bribery, because I mean you can imagine even the ordinary bats and death. We know nothing. You go say you want a copy of the one you put for them. They will begin to say, "Oh well, I get for do." See, the biggest problem is people let me know used to go work. It says, "I not get mass today." This is the problem. They always think about extra. We forget money, even if they get paid. Italian they pay not to anything to them, But that corruption, that money with them for they get extra. It's one of the biggest problems. So even though when they work, there's still same way for being corrupt. Another thing again is that the government, this new government, they find it difficult because people they not been used to law and order, which is another big problem at the country. The country is very lawless. Very lawless. One year, I think about 2013 or 14, I go to Leone and then they pull them pan body or whatever, with them just go build by Lumley roundabout area. At Timapso, I look there at the Gladys. I say, "Oh, well, the city council they work. The city council police and they work." You can't believe. The following year I go, I mean, fresh one they don't put the back. See, this is the lawlessness. Law and order not there under. And if person on there for 20, 30, 40 years, law and order not there. When you go introduce them to there, then feel to say you can get a hard time. Because they don't use them. And this is the same problem with the corruption. Even when this new government they try, they find it difficult. Somebody go Freetown a couple days ago. When you go, them go begin to put checking yes, checking this, checking that. They say that they check for then finally they take $80 and deposit and the man even tell them thank you. So that don't tell me say that they're gonna pocket. You see, this is the thing. So and look right now, just for view the past president. Look only from the 5th. We're supposed for the what they call today the 16th. I mean, why for take all this thing? Why only the run around? Why only run around? Where other country there? Where you see them don't say then they go investigate you. I mean, look the Korean South Korean president, the woman, not 25 years so. But we now, the people are so blind that even when the man don't give such money, he gets supported the way they curse and mommy curse and tell people the whole kind of nasty word na social media where they fit for her, where they don't benefit out of what he gets, what he don't teach. While in Peking and then at UK, then they live a very large life. So I'm able to understand. Illiteracy is another big problem. This is the reason why the presidency will get for teach because if it will not begin right now, for we upcoming leaders there, then go once past the wire. Nowadays you go Salone, you ask them to the way you go up what you want to be minister. Because you want to be member of minister because you know say the ministers that they pass with thief money and thief expensive cars, them people and they admire them and then they bluff. Even though when I steal money, you know, so for change the system, it will be very difficult. And the president said therefore get up and be strong because if you begin go through by the books, I not say here you get to do part of them, but some side for the way for say this is this. For go meet former president all the way Makeni. What the man a criminal? Therefore just tell the man say, hey, we want you down here so day. That's it. You know good that they now trouble for her. You know.
Thank you very much. Well, let give
Western wall where they don't call you, say, you yourself, I mean, yeah, ordinary. When you get case na court, you see you jump and you warrant then I do. The way you see a police, the police pull you over no more, not drag you go so. They don't care where you be.
Thank you very much, my brother. We don't, and also don't get up to 5 minutes. I'll bring somebody else. I'll bring the janitor. But you can call back. We go for the program just starts. All right. And thank you very much for your contribution. We'll call back. You get more as we go. Okay. Because it's a long discussion, so therefore do all night. But thank you very much for your contribution. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you, my brother. Auntie Janet, yeah, your team, the caller say, what thing are you want to think about? What thing you say? Why are you go sum up now? Hello? We got Janet on the line? Okay. We still get Janet on the line? Okay. Thank you very much. Again, sorry, family, we take a quick commercial break because I mean, guess some problem with the system. We normally hear each other, but we don't come back. You see, we got another caller. I'll take this other caller before we come. So, Auntie Janet, I will put you on hold for now.
Yes.
Write everything with the rights done. What's in that caller? Say just no, and then we will come follow up with them. Logging the next one in. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from, please?
Hey, good evening, CEO. How you doing?
You know, but how are you, sir?
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic. I hope Serenians will look at they take the spectacles where they go look at and we go really help the whole discussion interesting. Serenian, I appreciate you for beginning ask question. Question like, we say officer, why officer they build free gift to the people of Sweden? Where is this money coming from?
Yes.
And I listened to the launching. They say First Lady just called, one day call, First Lady. She's a government minister, she's nobody. She's not a policy maker. She just make a call. And the clock tower is in Skenema. And there's a planned clock tower on the way waiting for building at this place. Oh no. A lot of donation, it donates rice, bags of rice, thousands of bags of rice. Where is she getting these resources from? If ACC it will effectively work, those are the investigation before beginning pro into. Where is she getting this donation from? Again, I feel say it go equally. If SFPP or this government or ACC go pro into the unfinished APC building, the day they lost power, immediately they lost power, they stopped building that building. Where are they getting the resources? Like Chinese people there. Where are they selling our minerals? Or there must be a deal. Those are the things ACC for begin investigate. Not again. Me they fully support ACC for investigate the past government. But what about the present government? What about the rice deal? I'm on 49,000 bags of rice. Where is that rice? Where is that rice? You say we say what's the name of the AG say now Nigeria for investigate. Fortunately, that lady have been cast out. We have a new AG. Why can't you relaunch that case again? I hope these are the genuine questions Salone should be asking, and why the government they fight the three-track approach. They investigate the past government and investigate the present government, so that Salone will all go become victor one day. Thank you. God bless you now. God bless this radio station.
Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you too. So, Auntie Janet, we don't hear the two caller them. So, what thing you want to take about what them to all say? We don't get them back. We get you on the line. Hello.
Good.
Janet, we got you on the line. Oh, we got a call on the line. Which one is it? Yeah, look, I see the birthday they get me today because I think they enjoy too much on this birthday, but we don't get them back on the line. So again, like I'm going to ask you, so we don't get two callers and before I answer because I don't get the question in that earlier. But let's ask us what's not you want to take about the two callers then.
Well, you know, the second caller, I don't really follow too much, but that first caller, they talk about a kind of behavior where done they from Salone to today, and he say it not go easy. Corruption on the inside, it don't ingrain inside we day-to-day activities. It don't become a tradition. So it is say it not to just this government. Of course, nobody blame this government. We don't know from time say yes, it don't need the system. But then the answer to the question, how we go able to remove this that the system, it's by paying people properly. Pay them well, you know, because that master where they rely on, fill the gap. Yeah, they say my take-home pay can't take me home. So if your take-home pay can't take you home, you got to go find mass for fill up a gap, you know. And the other thing again, CEO, a lot of people when you talk to them, say, oh, the person ask for money. Look what that man say, if you're gonna have bad and debts and go ask you for money. Now somebody tell me, say, a person dies self in a free tongue. Even the grave diggers, they go on for exploit you. They're not getting no boundary, but you don't blame them because of the system. They need to pay them properly. They're not paying them properly. Money not enough for people. So people then go cut here, put here for make full. This is the problem. It's ingrained in us. How will they fed this go forward? Now for change, how do they pay people and pay them adequately? It creates employment for people so that people will get their bread and butter issue covered. It's a hard fight, CEO, but we can do it one day at a time.
All right. Well, me one for come because you talk about Nigeria stuff where you talk about where in this the anti-corruption gets more power.
Yes.
What you make I just break some things down. I think I put on my audio, but people are not. People are still for misunderstand. Sometimes if I were one time I will count the screen, people will ask me because all time we put between 15 to 20 minutes video. I need to have to put some snap and expect people will read between the lines. Sometimes people will see about because align to within them like or not to within they believe in, then go find the loophole for turn you want to fit in your narrative. And I'm not going to explain everything to editor. So now make account to the ACC side, also I blame the ACC because people give who comments there. And this go are the try for overlap them to what you the try for saying people don't understand why make the ACC the struggle and Salone till they small.
Yes.
When we talk about the fight against corruption, first we talk about the parliament.
Yes.
People then plenty people then come with so many way. First excuse then give me say, well, you want to put somebody there where you believe in, somebody who you believe will go fight for you. So now that made the president do that one day. The other thing is where ABK do the same thing. The other person in time nominee and go pull on it. So why make the same thing? And the other person talks say, well, and Makeni not ever fights corruption. So why make President Bio go left one day if you want to fight corruption? These are all valuable points. But the point I am waiting at the time for make some people understand.
Yes.
If you don't come to they can't change the brand.
Yes.
This is the thing that they normally we don't continue as Salone over and over. We need for change this norm and come with something new.
Yeah.
You therefore be the one who bites the bullets and therefore put faith and trust in people and make them go believe in the system so that the system will work right.
Yes.
If you come from day one, you begin put some loophole around them. And then tomorrow you talk, say, I want for can't change the system. You are not changing the system, you're just recycling the same old system.
You are contributing to it.
Exactly. This is what people don't understand. The thing will happen at Makeni, we will end up to the second part of this one. Then thing at all, we don't see long term they come saying so eager for fall. Why? Because of several reasons. And the McCall in time not been done, yes.
No.
You know the fight corruption, which we all understand that. President Biomi gets option for Allah and the McCall is okay, this is my rule. You come in, and also former administration don't go. I'm the new president now. As corruption, this is my mandate. I want you for fight this fight. Give them like a month or two and see if you go to you. If you not do them, everybody don't see say they might not do what you ask them. Okay, at that point you can go to parliament because now the parliament for you to take them out.
Move them. Yes.
Yes. So at this point, if President Biomi do that move there, a single body not even cough safe. Because first you don't tell them what's exactly in a job. You don't show what in one fight corruption. Then you go to parliament or the right procedure for pull up. Anybody you can put in now, we all go support that person 100% because we know say you follow the law.
Yes.
Just like in where I talk this sometimes if you fight, I don't go to the law. Well, if you not go to the law, that's corruption.
That's corruption.
They will tie them back now your neck. You see. So secondly, the other thing with the other problem the ACC gets, Ben Kefala do a marvelous job in some areas.
Yeah.
But is the people entrust them because of in role way we don't play during the time where SPP in opposition.
Yeah.
Now one of the demand them way is spilled in blood and tears for SPP. At this point, no matter what you do, it's same like saying one of the party picking away and careful, but after the other side.
Yeah.
The reason why I make the Auditor General's office, nobody criticizing that much. Why? Because you go finance when all the way report to come and go after everybody.
Yep.
Not to person way. I'm not even in the domain in particular. You know.
No, but I think she's apolitical.
This is the point now. Yeah, people don't try to understand. The ACC is supposed to be independent from the central government.
Yes.
We they choose that kind of position. If you really want to come fight against corruption, you got to really be careful like where they put there. You got to make sure you put people in there where nobody not go watch at them and say I'm not a party picking them. Then they can't fight with. Then they can't undermine. Even where Ben Kafa do a good job. But the point is, people in this administration, where they name it now, where they name it don't come up from the beginning. Say them in corrupt. Yes. And I not touch them. And in fact, let's just take an example of the chief minister. Chief minister and him come up. Ben Kafa away if forbid one for prosecutor and then become chief minister and lawyer. Whether chief minister take that money, not take that money, you don't already undermine the system already yourself.
Yes.
The trust. You don't lost the trust.
And that was a big error on his part, especially when in Candy's program where they ask him, waiting at the processes and where he follow. He say he phone the bank.
Yes.
And I remember Mr. Shillon saying, you don't phone the bank, you investigate the man within the bank.
Yes.
You go there, you ask them, you get a mandate for me to show you. We see this man get account, I want to see account. We see they come in. Any unusual amount on can will come up from social place. These are the things you will do. Investigation. But he didn't follow that process.
That's the point, because if we may see ACC go after the chief minister and then go to the extent and find out okay, the man not do nothing wrong. I promise you say everybody for the in place right now. Okay, if they go after someone like the chief minister, we then 2x4 not even say a word. We then come after with the young one. Okay, you get Mr. Dennis Sandy when I'm Minister of Lands. We all know it from the previous administration, land business in Salone, to this day. They would have talked to that man and not get no problem. In name not there.
Wow.
Then they find out say the same thing for don't do first and then do last. And like I said, I'm a audio, I'm a video. Then people want to put on leave now, so on a try for relief of the duty now. For don't do it from day one. Put them on paid leave. And tell the old world say
investigate them.
Inside that list there.
Yes.
There is no way you know they work for now. Will they pay you? But you have to be innocently proven guilty. But at the same time, we not make you get any access to them files here and make impede the investigation. Will they put on our side force and then just because they do Alpha Timbo. So if we don't do all length here first, and then here we talk, when they come after we say we hate the administration, this is like this Salone man, we problem.
CEO. I just want to cut straight to Timbo in situation. Timbo in situation, the way the ACC run with Timbo in situation, and then it fall flat in the face. It just shows some kind of incompetence on the side of the ACC. Because waiting a lot of people, and Ben Kafala is a friend of mine. I speak to him from time to time. But maybe he'll say if I don't get enough evidence, good evidence, where so that evidence, if you put your finger upon them, it will lead you to a conviction. But not to have had that and to just run away with accusation without very strong evidence and then go to court. They say you don't get enough evidence, then they throw the case out. I mean, that leaves me to begin to ask.
So we get two callers them on the line. Laura bring them in. They give them 3 minutes each. 3 minutes each because I know they call and they come again. Most they come again. They run down to this topic. They calls and they come in heavily. So let's get the first caller. Good evening, caller. What name you say the call from, please?
Hello, viewers. This is Omar. The call from Switzerland.
Yeah, Mr. Omar. Welcome to the show, sir. What now you take on this program tonight, sir?
Okay. You are listening the first caller with a call. But the way it talk is like we been get corruption. It's like we not get corruption again. Whenever we look at things so, we get it wrong, then we make the same mistake what we don't make from 50 years ago or 59 years ago. You see, we get to stop this system of fighting corruption. We get to protect corruption. we get from make state institutions and be answerable to such things where you go in another country. I mentioned the last time that the first lady don't become all of a sudden a philanthropist to go around the world is to beat money, is to beat all kinds of social help. We don't deny that. We all accept that and we welcome that. But where is she getting the money from? Now then question will go for ask. When we start to ask 10 questions, and when we start to ask 10 questions, then we don't honest to ourselves. But until we start asking honest questions and people left to watch these questions with a political lens, we still dey around that same problem we get. We all know what thing they go on in that country there. But the rest law we left from history. Law we concentrate on what thing they go on now, we try to solve them. Law we protect corruption instead of the fight corruption. Fighting corruption makes no sense. You know, although we're not going to eradicate 100%, but if we look at certain sizes, we will see a possible or a potential cause for corruption. Now we block them, we ask questions. Years ago, AfriCell, we all glad in, we like companies where they come in and do their own corporate responsibilities as company, but it has to have limits. They have therefore work within the mandate. When they register, any company they register that country, they get a particular document where they hand over, and they therefore work within this document. Years ago, AfriCell opened a radio station. Everybody's, this is not what you're registered for. You register purely for communication. But if you don't open radio station, it's like in the Mosul, everybody knows we are a giant communication company. It's like one of the Mosul, the local communication houses. But they talk on the end up with corruption and they end up with bribery and so on. Now we don't see AfriCell, they really move from that specialization of phone companies to that of entertainment. You know, everybody don't forget about everything. They don't just let the mandate, then they into another different thing. We not say we not go support, not a problem. We not support everywhere they happen at the world. But we not for be main actors and other sectors where we not register for. Now this would be I guess. If AfriCell want be an entertainment company, then go in, register for that. But you not go come as a phone company, then you left everything. Now we don't see everything it go on. It's not promotion. They are doing business elsewhere.
Yes.
They get some certain thing the way nobody need to talk about. But when we talk about corruption, people only think that these are politicians. Until we left to look the people with this lens and these issues in that country with a political lens and we talk to issues. Believe me, we go still there at the same time all day. Una go there today, they talk after 1 year, after 5 years, after 10 years, we will still talk the same thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. My brother. I'll get another caller in. Good evening, caller. With the name outside the call from, please. Good evening, caller. With the name outside the call from.
Yeah. Good evening again. To see you. I don't want respectfully disagree with Miss Matamusa.
Yes, sir.
In relation with we say one of the way for solve the problem of corruption in that country and for pay people enough money or whatever money. It was surprising to Miss Musa or Mrs. Musa for no say that country the most corrupt people are well paid.
Yes. Thank you for telling me.
Those people.
Well, yes, true.
The list of the most corrupt people in that country. Parliament, the presidential office, whatever, they are the most corrupt people. Let me tell you one evidence. The time we go to college, one of our friends and go where they open this revenue or whatever, where they collect this money at IRS, by what they call it, by ARS, whatever they call it. Those guys, we are working there. Unfortunately, work in America. One time I go na Salone. One meet with the guy then, with all the drinks, and the guy say, and Nami transmit them. All go college together. One time he say, that time, BMW, X6 from Monile. That guy tell me say, in one wire, $85,000 US. I mean, account that buy for. The guy was not. The guy was just a collector. You know, it was just a collector. Tax collector. Those guys are well paid. The one where the Koroma country, they are well paid. And I tell you, say teacher, the order corruption. When we talk about teachers, those people, nasty. They destroy the country one way or another. But I tell you, say paying people over there is not the solution. Paying people better pay is not the solution. Corruption not become part of people. And the only way we can solve it when a government can, generally, he wants to fight it. I suppose the government, what they are doing, don't get me wrong, but I hope that they look within themselves again. Why they are fighting the previous government? They should start looking within the government itself and see what did happen, the wrong thing, the wrong deeds. And the president and the ministers, and in whatever they are calling themselves, respectfully, they should willing. They should willing. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you all the sacrifice for bringing the truth to the people. But I tell you, say, Mrs. Musa, trust me.
Yes, sir.
Those that are better paid in our country than the corrupt past, the one where they poorly paid.
Thank you very much, sir. And God bless you.
Very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, well, I mean, I support them though, because if you watch how much one politician will get paid to how many teachers will pay to one politician money. But now they will mean to line. The politician, again, that they can't take me out to the Makeni issue. Because I know seeing now this.
CEO, before we go to the Makeni issue, now something I want for just talk about quickly. Mr. Umar from Sweden, or we call Mr. Umar, he made a comment. Yes, he made a comment about not fighting corruption but protecting corruption. When you first listen to that statement, you go say, "What in this man they talk about?" But I understand what in it is say. What in it is say. Instead of you wait when the action don't take place, try for stop the action from taking place from the beginning. So that is to say, you put rules and regulations into place where they stop people for do what they do so. You know, okay, we don't say policies and laws and they work in our salon, but other ways than they. Everything where you do, you for make sure, first of all, Mr. Umar talk about this gift where they give with First Lady. There are rules around that where they accept certain gifts them from business system. If you meet a criteria, you're not giving this money out because you want something in return. This is corruption.
You are not making a laugh with net. I'm going to say this net. You are not bigger than yeah.
Well, this is what fighting, protecting ways or reducing ways of state actors we were involved in corruption. This gift taking itself, if you look into them, now corruption. I mean, they go pay 1 billion Leone to the state.
I'll make you all the thoughts, guys. I got one more caller before we can talk about all them calls. I'll bring this one caller in 3 minutes. Then we can talk about then before we go to Makeni, because obviously we may say we can like, but again, we're not saying for be stronger. Let me bring this caller in. Good evening, caller. What name and we'll say the call from, please.
Yes, CEO. Good evening. How are you? This is Mr. Sise from Canada.
Mr. Sise, how are you, sir? What can you take on this program tonight, sir?
Yeah, the program very interesting. I love this last point we sister don't make. Salone not they follow any protocol, anything way suits any government now they do. But I just want to talk on this corruption issue. I may don't say this now on our last program, we beat them back. presently the ACC I could describe as say that they fight in a vicious cycle. For example, I will make us say that now then they run after past politicians or people who work in public offices. When they don't get their money, what did they do their money? Then they take the money back, then go put it in a consolidated fund. Then this present government then take this money, whether they misuse them or whatever. Then when they own time done 5 years or 10 years, then go then they run after them back. Yes. So now just round and round will they go, round and round, round and round. Unlike when you fight corruption not to just for like go take the one that we don't work, we don't left government or positions. Now they say you can't investigate them. Even when they are in present position, you can still investigate them. Another thing where I think say the government or the ACC for they do now how for reduce access to physical cash. Then pattern at the world we deal with the CC for see the physical cash is not easy. Yeah, now more of ATM card, debit, credit, you name it. Now they work with now the money they inside it. So they get more employment because banks and they get more offices and different parts people able to do transaction easily. But Salone, that system, if I say a day like if I grade them 1 to 10, I will get maybe 1 over 10. Even when you get the ATM card, when you go back to the ATM machine money on the day. So can you imagine that? So the ACC for not able for now get a strategic meeting to the MDs there. Look at how they're able for release money to their staff them or whatever. See how they're able for like a transform their system then they to one way easily somebody gets access to physical cash. All big money business or financial transaction, they go through bank system. It is easy for monitor. It is easy for like you want for investigate anything. But the process so open is so porous that any government will come or any person within an office, they easily lay hand for money and misuse them or do what you want for do. Then at the end of the day, we will spend a lot of time now, almost 2 years and a half. This COI team takes so. Yeah, but see the kind of resources we don't go. All these 5 years, we're not careful. Now just pass politician or people who work in public offices. Now they go the other time. What about the way we do now? What did they do for for lock their holes and the way now presidents be campaign? Nothing like that. So for me, one main suggestion what I would do, let the government look at viable projects where their money out and they able forget. Let them put and they let us know steal money. But now not go put a back in a consolidated fund and they use that money. At the end of the day, when this government or don't pass, maybe after 5 or 10 years, we begin to say, well, this not call them back or go investigate them. It really, we know they move forward as a country because not just round and round.
Yep.
Last point I want for make, now with gas policies. Honestly speaking, policies na Salone paper ID. As long as Uchi they do suit the current government or any government we can have power, forget it, then they go with you. Not like what we sister they say just not at the studio day. Which policy we get for the organization or whatever they give gifts.
Yes.
Then say I know they because now a way it lead to corruption. Because if me they give you gifts, then if I want to make anything against me, people them, and they can't put on a table. What you remember what we don't do for you? Believe me, you decide me. So some then here we really get for calling it a spade and let people understand, say it's not right.
Thank you very much, my brother. Let God bless you. We can't take a mark from that side because thank you. I mean, you make
thank you, Mr. Sise. Thank you.
I mean, we need for when discussion we need them together, say Salone, not to one person. We put different ideas in together. Again, I want to make you finish your thought, Miss. I don't see me talk finish before I come to this talk because we say we would now we know see no but good job they need to give from nobody.
Absolutely not.
Ordinary tip they need to take tip then they can't give tip and say they are above the law.
Yes.
They get certain amount when they give. When next to nothing, you're not even supposed to take them. You get people in a power they say give. Like I always say, Waiting up to this, we need to make the government for tell we waiting Salone government for get Africell back.
Yes.
For that tower where they go put in Kenema. Waiting Salone government for get Makeni for that school they go build. If they want for fight corruption, this not for don't tell not then tell for not supposed to do themselves. If you want to fight corruption, you know they want to go meet a private company, say they go build school for you or go build clock tower because the first lady call up. What did they get the first lady? What's the first lady get for getting a company back? They go for be corrupt.
Yes.
There's nothing else. Them companies are profitable companies. They don't they go to spend millions and millions of leons or dollars for give owner for free.
No, they will recoup them one way or the other.
So, but when we ask that question, we are the enemy of the state. Now we don't like the government. This is the truth. The people in this Salome look at corruption only way it fits, way enough fits your narrative, way enough fits your narrative, it fits somebody else your narrative. As soon as it fits your narrative, it is a witch hunt or about that. Right now, if we begin to question the first lady, all them gifts they come out, what are they give them? We not like the first lady. But tomorrow, we say we all want to fight corruption, but if now other person you want to go after her. Because the same thing the previous administration said me to do. You get government, the president when they go up and down, we not say how many hosts he carry it. He left with how many hosts. Now when they ask for the hosts, people talk say, well, the man get money and get insurance company. But I make the same insurance company not be like host here. Why wait for stay go to one president? But when you go in as president, tell you $1,000 and they pay you a month. Couple of months for you left power, you give yourself a raise way past 20 times you raise the money and they pay. You give yourself a raise. And you go give lawyer them and judge them, raise them so that way you will come in a court and will take care of this business. But it wasn't a corruption by them, isn't it?
But that's corruption by every means. That's corruption.
But this is Salone today go on social media.
So you know, even the judiciary and CEO the judiciary where they feel to say no go then by nature of their job, they're not forever contribute to that kind of a nonsense day.
Well, President Koroma the judge how many percent?
Yes, I know that. And then obviously once they accept her, you know, say the decision where it is kind for influence go in way. Period.
So
yeah. So the first that's a one day fete.
Well, you know, not today. The fight is not my problem. The way we fight the fight is my problem.
Yes.
And we even
really follow. Yeah.
Because
this make Mr. Omar say, no wait, say you fight after. You know, protect her now. Lock all the loopholes and where Mr. Cesar from Canada say. No wait.
They can't step on your foot. And they can't step on you, even your foot, they can't step on your foot. Because your candidate when Mr. Yumkela. Now what he make where in the couple go to election be linked to us.
Yes.
The day where I lost hope for Yumkela, the day where he go for declare assets, where then they do them publicly. It's not they put them out there. That was the day I lose. I say I don't support no politician in that salon. Because I'm looking at and saying he got potential for be a president. Until they were going to ACC for go declare in assets. If you mean you don't talk say they go fight corruption, it's not Alusan and Alasan. When we say Yumkela should be like the first person for the one at ACC and show all salon what he can with in a salon. He put them in not declare publicly. We don't know what Yumkela carry it. So from that they now say, you know what, these guys are all the same, man. President Bill said they can fight corruption. Why may President Bill not show the all of Salone what he can with the office? Not to ACC where for go show the entire Sierra Leone. So this is what I came with. I don't know when ACC when they go down to. Why not they show the entire Sierra Leone for say this is how we carry it? This is my pay. Ask anything like how much they pay? How much they pay President Bill a month or a year?
I have no idea. But anyway, CEO, I just want to get a quick away. Say you want to step on my foot. By all means, please. I mean, if the law say you get an open declaration and you want to do your in private, maybe there is a loophole of that nature where they allow you to do that. But I have no answers for that. I am not Kanayom Keller. I'm not speaking for him. But I know to say yes, maybe for let you go do that, you don't seek advice from my lawyers and speak to other people that will don't say, okay, XYZ. But I understand what you're saying. That's all I will say.
Because Dr. Yumkela talked about APC and SPP, they were the extreme corrupt parties. Yes. First of all, we're not going to talk about the Saga between them. They say people go from the NGC. But at the same time, when they feel say, well, you don't live overseas for a long time, if I don't live by example. But that's one from the look at. But when he decide for say instead to just go put the brand envelope under the table and get onto ACC, not show the entire country to carry it. And we know say you work out overseas for a long time, we know what's in your net worth. But what I mentioned I say we now.
Yeah, for me, going forward, I just want to say in a system like Sierra Leone, I feel to say maybe not a conscious decision for personal protection as well. If you go to Salone, say that's also $1 million I get, but you also don't to if man get to and all of those things. Yes. I'm just making an example.
I mean, who got more security? Who got more security party politicians? I didn't get all the security there. I'm
not sure. Almost, but I'm just saying that maybe that could be a personal reason we're not breaking the law.
But don't go to public office.
But because I understand, say even the first lady, they be ask her for go declare.
What first lady for go declare? Which we know send that one. What first lady for go declare?
Asset. Why?
Sometimes these people really take clip, so we're not getting no clue to the
unbelievable, right?
Now transition out to the Makeni stuff.
Yes, let's go.
What are you take between the ACC and President Koroma, and how did Saga all unfold? What's how you feel the problem lies?
I think it has to do with administration. And the administrative break and down. It has to do with the way they handle them. I feel to say if they not being politicize them, they not being put out there for endanger, because when you accuse somebody of something, you say that's also I feel say you don't do. You go follow processes and the way you follow. And Benkefal and a lawyer. So if you understand any kind of thing they are so. You don't tell the person say, why investigate you, want you na so, blah blah blah. That would have just been it. So President, let me make clear, say he had no intention, not for respect that invitation day. He been willing for Canada the place day. However, when they look at the political atmosphere, let us go to Makeni 1. Who say 8 or 9 or 10 people don't die. There was a tension. There's tension there. Therefore, the presidents and the lawyers they look and say, you know what? If EBK, our former president, is coming to Freetown, and the supporters of Can na the city, maybe to avert whatever unrest or chaos or whatever, let us do it in Makeni. I feel to say they don't put the dates out there, announce them to nobody. Just write to them quietly. Una go na Makeni, una go do una business, una come back. But once you put it in the media like this,
Auntie Janet,
like I said, always bear in mind Makeni 1. Na don't affect Makeni 2. I will just have to put figure so we'll get a picture.
Okay. You see, you remember what you always say, you say you quick for believe politicians then. You always believe politicians, and this is the problem. It's okay. Like any politician and tell you what for what you take out, because like you always forget the benefit of the doubt. Make a look at the scenario where you just draw. We look at the stuff Makeni one happen inside Makeni.
Yes.
So the resentment was inside Makeni. So then why the ACC for go back inside Makeni? Because the resentment wasn't in Freetown.
Yes, but what I'm saying is because of the tension. Because of the tension, we don't create.
Because Freetown, the central government get more power than Makeni. Because
but what they say, the process where the father they put on the media, I think they should have taken away the media presence. As a defense to the ACC, we are talking about transparency now. Most especially transparency, but yes, transparency, David. We don't say they're going to investigate the president. What I'm saying is, like if you follow AFCC in Nigeria, they didn't go put on a paper and say, they can use tomorrow. No, they go to your house when they're there, and that's when the media they know so then did it. You see what I'm saying? These people are working systematically. There is no, that the same ABK say no sacred cows, right? So why? So go there.
That brought me to my own point. Say why? Therefore, just invite ABK. Say we need enough freedom. Period. I have to tell him at the go meeting. No, if there was no sacred cow,
no.
He can come to the ACC in freedom.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Oscar freedom as well. You're not going to Oscar freedom.
Yes.
You can give me an Oscar freedom. You don't need for.
I agree with you. You know what? That is the ideal. That is what you don't describe. So that the ideal, Landy, and then I for happen. But if you pay attention to Makeni 1. That's the tension. Let's focus on the tension where we don't create already. There's bitter blood here. So with the people, not with the EBK himself. So when the moments when you say EBK they can't fit on, I had a lot of audios on social media saying everybody for go fit on. So that kind of yes, it was there, and people were ready to flood that city day. So I think
but
yes,
Auntie Janet, if we say if we say the ACC gone for anything, somebody else also they go protest, ACC they go for say we're not gonna fight corruption that way, they will not gonna never fight corruption at Salone.
Well, that is true.
Because the politician get for always, just like that leak audio, between the AG and President Koroma, they get for always put some support and support them. Just the same reason why I get problem with the ACC, because the ACC as a political tool.
Yes. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying here. That when you compare the anti-corruption commissioner, different countries, those institutions are apolitical. They're not getting no affiliation with any political party.
Yes.
Because this make them snap. They are independent. I don't watch. From where this thing being as Salone, I don't look at Ghana. All African countries, all countries in the world get the anti-corruption commission where they fet financial irregularities, whatever they are, But what I'm saying is, when this ACC look like, they support the SPP party now they represent, this is where the problem is coming from. I am not saying that is what is happening, but what it looks like.
Well, listen, again, like I can say, if we know how to fight corruption as Salone, you're not enemy of the states. But the ACC says we need to put down the microscope. Yes. ABK is not above the law. ABK never will stop the state for the investigation. In no way possible.
Yes.
This is guilt. Because like
you know what, CEO, I would not say, because can the investigation expect guilt. A man is innocent.
I'm talking about guilt. The guilt I'm talking about guilt towards the ACC, not the president, not to Koroma. There was the guilt now because they handle the problem because they don't already get this pre-nocive notion.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. This is the problem. The ACC is supposed to be, you got to be neutral in your attack. Yes, because we don't need to support the ACC for all the support the ACC need, but the ACC therefore be careful how you the attack, because until you don't we don't come for the interview the man, and also I don't get to the point to say enable defend. None of them thinks any lawyers them. Yes. Then we'll take the next move after the court hearing. They can put them out for the public. That's when you go win the public support.
Yes,
but bring the man in force. Yes, you know what I mean. Bring the man in force, and at that point you get quite right. You don't put the public, you don't put you notice out. This is where we need to not go to
this is what I said earlier at the beginning of that statement. I say the processes and the way ACC don't follow. You don't put the man now, public opinion now don't boku.
Yes.
From the COI to the white paper, or don't put all of the media. So people are already being influenced by what they don't hear already. Public of course whatever you call it now, they're not making their own decision then. Say, but that man they been thief, that man they been this. Yes, okay, the man thief, the man this, but follow the process then. We lay down. We're not partial at all. This will be an impartial process. For say, when they invite you, you can't. But the other thing I want to say to you quickly, CEO, it's about ACC not get the power what it's supposed to. It get power where they not allow them for act.
But ACC get all the power.
It get power, but they don't allow them. They are restricted in many ways.
Why? Okay. You see, I got a problem now. My problem is then can follow always tell we say I don't have enough tools.
Yes.
The government in number one priority now is fight against corruption.
Yes, therefore why not empower them. Yes.
Why you not fund the ACC? Because if you want to fight corruption, this is the only when I got two things on account for our tables and they come for the fight against corruption and education. These are the two things that I don't sell to we. We're not to longer bridge. I mean, we campaign with for. We campaign for fight against corruption and school.
Corruption, yes.
But then two things that we feel so we forget enough priority to. Yes. We're not going to fight corruption if you not get the ACC the tools whatever fight. Well, the ACC the power ACC forget. There is no way possible for let's talk about and go stop ACC and Makeni and then we'll do the investigation. Yes. That also means the ACC, what would they say what? They don't expose the ACC. There is no way a Sokoban will stop.
I think the state. I think the states now nor put the importance we attached to the law them. You know, they on paper, they have so much power. This is what I'm trying to put across out there. On paper, ACC gets, because Adi Macaulay said this very clearly, do not underrate the powers that are assigned to the ACC. It get plenty power, but what it not get the implementation of the powers in they, because it not get the kind of people around them for support them for do, because truly speaking, you know, as I watch South Africa being a very big country, when they're ready for Zuma, you know, there was what's that straightforward business. There was no wrangling.
My problem now is, Auntie Janet.
Yes.
If ACC send letter to President Koroma, say we need in our ACC office by 10 o'clock in the morning. Yes. My point is, how Koroma get there is not their business. All they need is you need to be there by 10 o'clock in the morning. Now,
they're going to get policemen and the place there for security reasons.
They go do all the rally or that for do them black rally now blue rally. That's not the young right. But what if they don't calling at them with Koroma get business? Mr. Koroma, former president, we need you in our office by 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, future you lawyers them. Period. How President Koroma get to the ACC office by 10 o'clock? Not to ACC them problem that. Okay. Not to the young problem that. Or one meeting I host with the family meeting I host on Wednesday by 5 o'clock. ACC for 5 forget to the Koroma host now freedom by 5 o'clock because Koroma was not freedom. So this is the point. But ACC should only play this game. 1 minute to forgot. They can't know they invite you. No one will meet you. Oh no, this Monday one meeting Monday. No one will meet you Thursday. Oh no, this that don't show you say the ACC system they're not believing in powers.
They are not properly supported by the state.
Sorry,
they are not properly supported by the state. That's the problem.
Well, then where's the fight against corruption at?
Well, that's why he keeps saying. You know, he speaks a very simple language. He said, "I'm not going to tools them for FET, the FET I want for FET." And then either you're not get the support from the state properly. They go say money no day. You can forget man then we train. You know, Mr. Shillom, we don't lay out a very clear a pathway where the ACC for take if they want for FET. Then we don't get investigators that are properly trained. Then we don't get undercover people. A whole lot. You know, people would have gone into Makeni without anybody knowing. And it's
already an office in Makeni, Auntie Janet. There's already an office in Makeni. So we don't need for this is already right. They don't talk about freedom. They already go back office in Makeni. Why then Makeni go interview anyone else? But the former president has to go over the whole day. I mean, not freedom 3 days ago, 3 days before that thing happened, not freedom. They go to IPC office. They didn't have to go to Okada. The man to move around anytime for move.
Yes.
So what's the problem?
This is what you said. When the problem was, they put on the media. ACC not for me put on the media that way. If we don't go straight to the point, send a letter to the man and watch her for come. But then they don't put the cart before the horse. And when you put the cart before the horse, you know the accident will take place. It is as simple and straightforward like that. So this also get to do with lack of experience. If police they can use a CEO, then they write and tell you they can't reach 6 o'clock in the morning, they will be there. I see you don't press.
If I the two way funny now, the security where the former president get they have state security. So everything where President Koroma gets, now they not the country. I mean, majority of people when they Ghana, the country gets them.
Yeah, but you see, the problem here is that the supporters them of the APC, them people are so they're not sure. They show something that Makeni way and I want to say on the air, but what they have shown is a full force of they get power way ACC being on the rate, and that is scary to me. For me, looking on the outside,
I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. Auntie Janet, I don't know if I buy that.
No, because for the safety, make them not make. If you listen to the video.
I watched the video. Yes. What I was saying is that if it's most of the people around the able to send a chilling message to the government, say, or it looks scary, then which power will government get?
Well, that's the thing.
Because the point is that don't tell you say President Koroma is bigger than the government.
CEO, you just touched on something where we get for look into in the future. What you have just said there, you ask the question. Where the power where the government gets? Where the people in Makeni don't show the government say they are inefficient in terms of carrying out orders. It's a very scary thing. You know, I get me paddy we come a different country. I tell them that thing, they say no, that is something this government's not go able to fit if they not get strong people in strong institutions. Do you see what I'm saying? Even the IG, when you listen to an interview, you will know the IG not get no power.
No, well, you know what's funny now? But put in them program working time, we begin for talk, we send a message to them, but they're not hearing.
Yes.
Remember where they still begin, when they begin call EBK chief man, they talk to him, this and that. What you say in his program here? No attack the man, it's until you find him guilty.
Yes.
When you don't presume say the man guilty, and then tomorrow then can't find out say young people and say get a similar problem where they go after them. What you don't do? You don't cause mistrust.
Yes.
The three happen at Makeni, plenty people that were I listen to. They know they talk say EBK no do something corrupt to. Then say now which aunt because they after we own, they left their own them.
Yes.
So they fight for we own.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
And all of that's a lack of experience. If they get away with they for being able for do without attracting the public. If you know, I watch some videos in our EFCC in Nigeria, we see high ranking people they reach that and domot before even the media they say them they. You have no hiding place. They want interview, they go interview you, then they pull you come out. First of all, then they pull you come out, then they came out to kind of go pull you come on at yours. Now then they go interview you, they haven't found you guilty at all. But they follow a process. The ACC boss get for learn something. The ACC boss get for.
Okay, let's we get 6 callers then. I think
Right, please, let's do it.
All right, not bring the callers then because I don't say that they want for kick win away the guys that go to talk so much.
Right.
All right, guys, I would leave at 3 minutes exact because also the calls for the coming fast, so let me 3 minutes to the point. I'll get the first caller in. Good evening, caller. Wait my name, I'll say the call from, please. Good evening, caller. Wait my name, I'll say the call from. Caller, good evening. With my name, outside the call from, please. Caller, what name outside the call from?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Namide on the line?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Namide Ndendo, I call from Kansas City.
Oh, good evening, Auntie Ben. How do you do, ma?
Mr. CEO, we miss you.
I miss you not too.
Okay. What's in me one for say this evening? Salone problem, it looks like it will become every constant union in problem. And if we will not take them, we they die before the politicians then. But needless to say, let's say this, lay come on my chest. Then 2 parties there, we will get in a prominent party in that country, APC and SLPP. If you say they don't take that politics as a business, and we win at the citizens, then now we then play. So backing up, this corruption talk with them we talk. President Biodon campaigned on this corruption issue for the longest time before he came to power. You want to tell me say you don't get any plan how it affects corruption?
No.
Now that don't puzzle me. It don't puzzle me to no end. And most of what in their steps they do, whether they want for agree or not, not corruption. If you watch outside and go put this clock tower, what in it, if them this company had one put clock tower, which make you know we don't put this clock tower day before President Bio comes in power. What in it they pick strategically, they go put one in a Makeni. All that not corruption. If they don't know. We win a layman, then we know that. So, coming back to this Makeni issue, the 2 things then, whether mandate campaign on, when are the education and corruption, as far as me concerned, so far, for the 2.5 years, they don't fail with. Yeah? They don't fail with. The fight against corruption is not going to be done correctly and adequately, simply because they set corrupt. Because we think they do so right now, not corruption. Yes, it is. Whether they want to deliver or not, it is. If you they take gift from somebody, what do you feel say that person, if you turn around and want to do something with the out of line, you go able for talk to them? No, you're not going able for talk to them. And then they shower you, then give them it. So it will set him up. Anyway, now that's niggas for say tonight. They don't fail with corruption, now the cancer, na Salone, and they're not fight them correctly, and they're not going to win that fight against corruption. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Auntie Bindu. God bless you. And I miss you now too. I will defend time I want in the car. Thank you again. I'll look at the next caller in. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call phone, please? Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call phone? Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call phone, please?
Hello?
Yeah, caller. Good evening. What's the name outside the call phone?
Yeah, this is Koroma. They call from New York.
Oh, Mr. Koroma, how are you, sir?
Yeah. Last start with the clock tower. I believe say months ago or a year or more than that ago, we been understand about the fracas between Africell and QCell. Where Africell get authority for stop QCell and subscribers for cross call. That the government not ever come with a very formidable solution to that. So if they construct this clock tower, maybe now that's been there on, and now that's not the corruption, because I believe say now that the company they want. Come to this issue now, Makeni. We all be aware when they accuse chief minister of bribe, the chiefs then Kenema, then pull a press release. A well-worded press release. The government not ever come out and bash that and stop that. That died out. So this detail we say, if anything like this been there, chief minister be there Kenema, they want go arrest her or anything or anybody. Now so in people themselves go come out for protest. And two, you know, Ben Kalfala they talk more than what he capable of doing or what he they do. Quick, you don't invite somebody. Quick, they don't send on a BBC, they don't take interview. You know, at least after that, after the interview, after it will be done, meet with the former president, they don't discuss. Then from there, go publish and say, me and the former president to meet this, that. That's it. You see, and the fight against corruption, just as soon as they say, is very political. I think prior to Ben Kalfala visit, but the dates be those states now already for go Makeni. We are you team vice president talk na put local. We are here. So this the tell we say now which ones? You see, we are you team talk. He say if you don't want to be a statesman, if you want to still be a political party person, we go like political like opposition. All thing now in the flame the problem in our country. So there is no genuinity. We don't feel like 49. They say 49,000 bags of rice disappear. ACC talk and then put press release. They tell you about the evidences where they get where schools the way they say they document the rest they not go there. And schools they way now fake school the way they document where they say rest for go. And ACC boss talk say he go na the warehouse outside them go actually see outside and they bag the rest for seller. Waiting commodity. Waiting pass that evidence there. This is not, you don't need for go read law for load and so I'm your contribution for now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Koroma. Let me get the next caller in. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call phone, please?
Okay. Hello, viewers. This is Umaru.
Yeah, Mr. Omar, go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Viewers, Kerfala, they fight corruption, and let we not get doubt in that because they fight now, we're all in fight, you know. But the manner at which they fight the corruption sometimes can be funny. They kind of the media, they talk nice, then when he go now in Twitter page, now different words, and we all know what he write against when he be they go visit, you know. They make some kind of statement on Twitter where you know being called for. But said it all, we still dey against any type of violence, and wetin happen na Makeni e no nice at all. To make we see people na street unlawfully at this time where people not for dey na street that kind of way because of the coronavirus and so on. And the secret society get a ban right now where they not for dey out at this particular time. And one thing again way it come up again now the way where other institutions and civil societies they become up for condemn this. You see, Madam Janet talk something where he say Makeni 1 and Makeni 2. Let we watch at Makeni 1 and let we watch at all the violences that we take place some 3 years back. You know, people then come out of all parts of the country and ask the president now for let at least he say a word to the nation for condemn violence. It not ever come out. It not ever, even VOS here call out the president at that time, at least for cool down the situation. Let it condemn the violence where they go on. And this violence at that time was done by his supporters. You know, it not come out. So that don't show say the president now, Ernest by Koroma, they are the same. Because if the president now not able to condemn violence at that time, so Ernest by Koroma able to condemn violence now, it makes no difference to me. You see? And then this now some of the things in this way we get for the look at. When you see citizens that come on a street, you see, sometimes it is send a signal. Say one, they don't feel inclusive, they feel excluded out of everything where they go on. Makeni is being isolated in national issues, national everything, you know. People just for be part of the system. People just
we have a call in the
see
queue.
themselves involved. You know,
Yeah, no.
but when them know they not be inclusive in any way they go in that country, that's what we see. And this time they go on. Let the government and ACC know say everybody they for the fight against corruption. But let it be decent. Let people away them, you don't accuse. You know, they that way until they found them guilty. But before you do go interview somebody, you don't call a name. You don't write some propagative statement on Twitter before ever you go meet the person. You know? Now it comes with all this tension we see in Makeni, and we feel say the ACC and the government will learn from this. Going forward,
thank you very much, Mr. Omar.
Very active in their communication. Make sure say anything they want to do, let them communicate and well down to the people and avoid politics. If you want to fight politics at the same time,
you can still call again.
You want to fight corruption, you know go work. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Omar, thank you very much, sir. I'll bring you other people in. Don't go more than 3:30. I'll bring the next caller in. Good evening, caller. With the name of the call from, please.
Hello.
Yeah, caller. Good evening. With the name of the call from.
Yeah, I'm calling from USA.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. What's your contribution to the program tonight, sir?
Can I give my contribution?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. 3 minutes.
Okay. My take is I have a question. Let's say this investigation where the ACC is embarking on right now on the past government. Let's assume that the past government, they are right now in power and this particular government is out of power and they are trying to investigate the past government and they are refusing to cooperate. What do you think would have been the outcome? Do you think they would have, what do you think this past government will do? And furthermore, if I'm hearing people going back and forth that there is nothing to hide, they haven't done anything wrong as far as they're concerned. Okay, if that is true, why can't they just comply and find an avenue where the two parties can meet and they do their questioning and done with it, and then the report comes out? Why this back and forth? That's my question.
To just answer your question, sir, the thing is, that's the reason why we're trying to blame the ACC, because the ACC is a run governmental project organization that we all support. If they want to do stuff like this, we expect them to be more professional, and for us to put our support behind them, we expect them to have the power they have, the power they're supposed to have to execute their orders. The thing is that some of us see this situation as something that they encouraged, or they build up to this point where we are today. We're not supposed to be where we are, because if they were doing what they're supposed to do and then stay within their own frame, because we know they have huge powers, execution powers. For the former president and supporters and other people to act the way they did was because they don't believe in your powers. The ACC has enough powers. Just invite them to your office and forget about all these political games. That's the reason why we want to advocate for a political person who the country probably put their support behind to push the fight against corruption. We want people to believe in the fight against corruption for us to be able to eradicate corruption in Sierra Leone. You don't want no doubt. The reason why this is happening is because they made some mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but my concern is why are both parties dragging this situation to some kind of difficult a situation whereby they can come to a consensus. If they don't want to do it in Makeni, they can do it somewhere else, if not in Freetown or some other districts, whereby the two parties can sit down. If they have to interview the former president, they interview him. Why would they have to be dragging their feet, creating all these kinds of tensions, in the country? If on the other side, the former president's side, they say that they don't have anything to hide, why can't they just go ahead and work out the modalities and comply and let them be interviewed? That's my concern.
Like I said, the concern here is it falls on the ACC, because the ACC has huge power. They don't even have to encourage all this nonsense that's going on if they don't want to. All you need to do, televise the former president, we need you. You can come up with a venue. We need to meet in this location so and so time, and show up and do your stuff and walk away. All this extra curriculum we don't need. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I believe the ACC they have huge power. Let them just use their powers. It's simple as that. I hope I answered this question for you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your call. I'll get the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name you say the call from, please? Caller, good evening. What name you say the call from, please?
Yeah, GM, good evening. It's I call from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Mr. Almami, how are you, sir? What name you take on the program tonight, sir?
What thing happened at Makeni the day we didn't go for interview the ACC boss? The people are not come out for protect Ernest by Koroma, then come out for express them dissatisfaction with the government, especially on that killings of that generator incident in Makeni. That dissatisfaction now in bring people them out for can express them dissatisfaction with this government. The fight against corruption, I think even Makeni people or the APC, they're all day in favor of the fight against corruption. But everybody just want to let them fight corruption in a fair playing field. The ACC and the government, therefore, no said, and they deal with a different demography of people where they read, they listen WhatsApp, they share messages. So anything will happen one side. The people they look, waiting at the government in action and waiting at the ACC in action. So people in the try for measure is the scale balance. Are we approaching this thing in a nationalistic approach? So based on that thing, and then they trigger people and for say, we not agree on this issue because we not see it happen the other way. So we all want to make to fight corruption, but all fight them in a fair way, and we have to very much be careful, make it not lead to public fatigue Whereas people say the ACC is very active in going after former politicians, but they are very toothless when it comes to going after current members of government. In this interview, Makeni, may I blame the ACC? Then Kefal, I get the energy, but I think the experience not too boku. Just like this, I think it started with a phone call interview with the lawyers there, with the person. It can send questions, then they answer them. Based on that, you make a follow-up for meet with the person without a media attention. But the SEC and the government want to score political points, and the man said they go interview a politician where they head a political party, everybody wants to score political points. So the moment everybody wants to score a political point, the fight don't become a political fight, and everybody don't take sides. Now some of them to go and deal with the sea. So we need consistency. The law of the country that they don't pass a law say no secret society not for common. But people when they see the same politicians then they visit the other side, their secret society then they come on. So how can you stop them people and on the other side say they're not for common? So the moment you get consistency, we fight corruption in a fair manner. I'm telling you, the whole public go they behind the president for fight corruption. Tijan Kaba ruled that country for end the war. I remember when they go demonstrate so for the Sanko, the whole country be there behind Tijan Kaba. Both APC, SLPP, Muslim, Christian, and then go demonstrate and die. There was nothing like party lines. This is Sisena Makeni. People and go demonstrate to them. During RAF time, Makeni people and go meet and host and demonstrate. They say enough is enough. Law and order not became Makeni or RAF time. They say for allow you and then for cow we need peace. People do it. Why? The entire country they rally behind Tijan Kaba. So the question is how can all of us come together, rally behind this president, so we go fight corruption, look at them as a national fight, we're not a regional or political fight. Now my contribution on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Almami. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you to all the callers then. I want to make valuable points. So Auntie Jada, I come now to you.
Yes.
Again, I get one for Shetty as well, sitting on the screen because we know we inherit nothing from the parents same way than where we come. All we were able to understand that 4 standard 5. But from where, let me say, from where white man left Salone, beyond we go, not they go before. I watched Ghana recently and see the children not put in place. I watched a certain hospital yesterday where an African American come on and go do not they got the all moves then they did. And you don't see how fast and country they go. Salone, we so small, we so blessed, but we attitude, we way of thinking will make we not go ever develop. If we not change we way of thinking, and the worst thing is we don't tie everything out to politics. We never move forward. Now the same thing politics make America. They say America don't begin. We send today. America they go behind because of the bad politics. We will not learn the good politics. I listen everybody they talk about. Everybody talk this the program today on social media all these days. I know 1 year one person come out and say EB cannot corrupt or you know do not to corrupt. But everybody tell, but most people tell for defend EBK. The same to the SAPP. Plenty people in the camp they know say, but putting the president do, you know, the administration be doing all right. But when they want 14 to defend and say, well, EBK mean do or the APC mean do so say for do. Like we make all the excuses for the bad reasons for defend we stand. But we all the claims say we love Salone. The point now is also with loyalty lies as Sierra Leoneans them. Why make this fight against corruption not go, not supposed to be between EBK and the ACC instead of ACC against APC or SAP against APC? We need to diagnose this problem. Who's the problem starts? Over to you.
I think to say, I think to say everything politicized in Sierra Leone. I think this is where the problem is. You know, I mean, then about a program today where somebody say in the 60s, 70s, people really took care about go fight for party and this and that. People were busy working and happy doing their own things and stuff like that. But I think to say we don't reach to the stage now, say, well, this begin from Sheikh Stephen, we're not gonna lie. We not say when you campaign election business, before the one party state, we get a lot of violence here and there. It begin teach people hearsay. I'm not gonna prove for that, but people are way violent and things there. I think say over the years it don't grow now where people they die for party. It's ridiculous. And the same party here, we don't become so divided by politics. And the very people they are at the bottom of the poverty scale. But they need to see that way they just believe that, me tribe, me party, I go die for them. I mean, I maybe don't campaign over the years. So I understand the mindset of the Sierra Leonean. But I'm handling this particular issue with the FISO right now. How can we fix this? I think we fix this so we get correct people where they in power, people where they put their political heart and puts their administrative hat on for deal with an issue full on, I don't want nothing more party business. I just want to be a person where they appoint for do a job. I'm going to go out there and do my job. Almami made a fine point where he say, if ACC boss want do in job, he could do in job. You've said that yourself. He gets so much power. Where then game. Where for make not enough for stop enough for doing job. But again, I think we have to agree the tools are not there. The experience as a person ain't lacking as well. But we know say Mr. Umar say, no, he is fighting. He is willing. The willingness to fight is there. But the experience is lacking. So this is where one day at a time, then Kefala go land say yes. We go for divide certain things them. We put away one hat and put another hat on and get on with the job. So your question to me, where you ask me, where do we go from here? It has to do with learning from other countries. There's nothing wrong in asking your boss, somebody who's senior to you in other countries, say, me man, I face this problem. But show we know how would they work. These things can be done.
Well, make us start with something I have first. Let me give you 1 or 2 cents while we will help with small. In order for big much, but let's start somewhere, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Every time new government come, we talk say they don't can sack people and don't put other people in power. And the government will come, they don't sack people and don't put other people in. The point is, we know they ask, Salome they ask, say, why make we work in a government office or public office, you wear party t-shirts or you show my party I think say if we go for start with law, begin put laws them. If you work in a public sector or any public office, you're not supposed to talk about politics and you talk about politics and you're supposed to fire immediately for they against the rules, the law. The president is supposed to go open any kind of dirty box with the openers, and the president did for put the ceremony for open now. Okay, this is annoying. Every single thing in the open bridge, the president for open bridge. Then you go make clock tower. When a private company make clock tower, the president for open clock tower.
Can you imagine? So
we need for the government need for concentrate on something bigger. Okay, we need the citizens to realize some areas and enough for even talk about politics. We don't know for which party you belong.
Yes.
Because we don't know which party you belong. At this point, then people are going to build trust back. This party don't involve. It don't count to religious group. It don't count to with tribes. It don't count to religion. It don't go to with schools. Them. It don't go to with everything now. If we're not here for cleanse that thing, it'll take me to the bad path.
It is.
A lot of us know they fight corruption. But for all of you know, Bekapala and party women, they trust me. If I get Boku help and Boku support, the what to make today, they ask the same question about the Auditor General's office because we don't know the party don't mandate.
She's apolitical. So no party will join.
They go after everybody and report back. They don't see the work for the country. So they will support them. This is what we need for them. We need for put laws say not to all kinds. The president insisted need for stop for too much politics. Even when they talk president, they still they abide to them party more than the country.
CEO, I don't cut you. Parker Babin talk something where the SPP not be agree with. Bakabatel and say, you know, to president for SAPP. He say, you know, president for Sierra Leone. And they went after him. But that position they name, you don't express so. Let all Sierra Leoneans who are in public office know say their loyalty lie with the people of Sierra Leone, not with their political parties when it comes to national
But
issue.
we worship the president, them and our Salone the problem. Ordinary McClellan for we picking a president picture and he puts behind, instead of puts the state, the country in flag behind it. Every single thing they get for time to the president staying in power. Then will make them so like a god. This is the point now make even to the way make Ibike say because he's a god of the party. If you talk about Ibike, you don't talk against APC. If you talk about BO, you don't talk against SAPP.
Yes.
So if you criticize something the party they do, you hate them. If you're an SAPP person, just like Oti Onai Tawa do, you're not enemy of the state. Yes. We get law in Salone where they only give you symbol. The symbol is supposed to be on a particular party, which means if you can't power, if you not support that party, then they kick you out. Then they kick you, you lost your seat. So which means so you can get for honor the party than the country.
These are all the things we go for fight. These are all the things we go for fight against. But that can be done through Parliament itself, making laws. We go change the way we would behave in Sierra Leone in terms of what you don't describe so. But until that is done, it's the same old, my friend, we always say.
It is. Because even when they talk, say, well, they don't start plenty APC people. But 90% of APC people, they talk now, party business, they go with the office and they go work. Yeah. Where SAPP left, just not fight the SAPP people, the people in the vex, they don't go fight with people. But when they go work now, party, then they go with Sunday job.
But again, CEO, the one thing again where I noticed in Ghana, and I see that one of the ministers or past president may talk when you build a country, you get people away trained. We don't work with this particular government. We understand a lot of stuff. They get the knowledge. When these new governments come, instead of continuity, then they pull the all come out. But some people get the knowledge for help you with the running of the country. When I get rid of that knowledge, that person they go to na some kind of village or somewhere, and you bring somebody new. They're not getting no room for training people there.
Because of party card. Because
party power. That's it.
Okay, it's simple. Because of party cards. Okay, now you actually the people that they come, they say, they're not good job too.
Yes.
When I'm promise we job, now we don't fight for this person, another job.
Yes.
So again, let we then say we get one more last call. Okay, yes, we'll not take the last call, reach the 2-hour mark. Again, for the enjoy for the tonight. This is a topic we can for continue. But the final time we will come back, we'll continue. Let's not take the last call, we'll wrap up for tonight. Not bringing the last caller in. The police are ready for kick you out of here right now. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Who said the call from, please?
Anyway, this is a concerned citizen from New York.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, concerned citizen.
Program tonight, sir?
Well, actually, my own take on the whole thing, Salone down indoctrinate into corruption. With the talk say the ACC gets enormous power, But if you see the ACC is controlled by the president. The current president will go there and get for controller. And he get for work by waiting in want. Everything at Salone is controlled by the president. Look, Parliament Day. Parliament Day, they even voice out anything. No opposition, no nothing. Whatever the man left, now they do. Any president where they Parliament not get nothing to do with you. You're above them all. Because they go able to sabotage you, then go able to send mercenaries that you host, then go shut down you host, then burn you host, then kill you, you run away, you left that country there. Now that make that country there, they deteriorate. So all this argument, the ACC, this and that, the power lies with the president. Any current, whether not APC or SLPP, it lies with them. If not by Koroma, the ACC, they listen to by Koroma. If not President Marabio been in the so the ACC, they listen to them. Because if you not listen to them, within the next few months, they pull on commodity. So Salone government, now a kangaroo, now a drunken sailor, you need to know side of the land. Whether now you backyard or now you front yard of the land, you need to know. So now you don't take that one day. Would they waste your time? The top brass and then for change them dirty attitude then. I don't know how they dress and come before public and we live in filthy over there. I tell you, it's too disgraceful. It's too disgraceful. I don't know how all this way Sabi don't go. How all this way education don't go. Now other people they come on other country they infiltrate inside Salone. They get more power they beat with series and then they don't go lock them up. Nothing they commodity. The average Sierra Leonean, you not even know which thing they go on. You not even knowing right then. Keep them in darkness. No television, not international television. If you play television, you pull them outside. Everybody they can gather there. Some people and they totally they watch the television. Can you imagine? You see, it's too sorry. So we they just play with self, and I don't know. Some people are waiting at the own point of argument because then their connection to any ruling party where can they done. You see, but now sorry for the country people them, the average people them. We not get nothing to do with government. So man, they a farmer. Who say they go do it in farm self. Now waka the waka within load can and motorcar line, then can take motorcar go selling goods. You see, they know nothing but government. Government go for dump and back again. It's too sorry. Basic necessity. Good hospital will not get that. Good schools there. Look where we school and lack. Go silent Guinea today. And they infiltrate inside our country. And they log timbers them. Guineans they go log timbers them, then pull them to Salone and bring them to Guinea, then can sell them. It's too sorry. I tell you. All who rest. Then can be aside and all inside and they don't all na Guinea they can't sell her now. They don't see. It's pathetic. Salone they go beyond all the time. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all we callers and listeners, viewers, them around the world. The one who join me tonight, the one who put them comments on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere. Again, this not one man get Salone, not one man in your voice, or not one man get monopoly idea. We all ideas them equal. Now we continue dialogue here. You later they ask people them do ya if you know say you know sabi argue, you not come on social media because somebody in view different from you begin cause out. Put your own point. Try to convince that person. When somebody tell me something I don't understand, I try to convince you for pick your own brain. Why make you think the way you think? Because I want to know why make you think that way or make a learn from not to all we sabi. But Lord, we learn from each other. For come on social media, the cost not for move Salone any side. We all family today. We all na Salone we come out. We all the Salone go before. They consider they move for not move for because somebody made the cost mommy cost. They move for because people put ideas in together. Sometimes if somebody say something way work with you, therefore listen and force. Because at the end of the day, Salone better now if you don't better for we all. It pull on for we all. So Auntie John, let's not bring you for Lego your last word because then say, hey, with time don't come up.
We don't run out of time. Yes, I just want to say them. Yes, the last call away call is say independence. You know, I think say the ACC lack independence, or most institutions in the country then lacking independence. That is to say they are being influenced by the executive. Which is the head of the executive being the president. So I feel to say if that's particular problem, if we're able to get the people there for work with the mandate we then get without interference, I feel they will do what is right by the book. You know, so but this saga about the ACC and the president and the former president, I hope say in the near future it will be resolved and we will go forward and know whether the accusation will stand or it will fail. But even so, don't follow the process. And let the ACC stop for they use the media for announce certain things in. Because they work well. Makeni 1, Makeni 2 will always affect a decision making. So until we come again, until you invite me again at some point, I feel to say, Salone, now we'll get make we all try to do the right thing. Thank you so very much for having
Thank you very much, Auntie Janet. I know I called you last minute. Thank you again because you're always ready for answer the call for we can talk about Conti. And also to continue for say happy birthday to Auntie Matilda, where you give me the opportunity for consider tonight. Now I just do the show on behalf. I will come back next week. And right now, me, I did on leave. I did do something right now. So I'm not able to come like I can. But after we are done, I will try for come once in a while. The hangouts, I at least host some few shows with people and also come as a guest. I want to tell you technical support. Thank you very, very much because for day in and day out, you really for give me the support for we talk to Salone people and also they continue for people with brother and sister them. Do you my brother and sister them? We continue pass with emotion. Most of we act out of emotion because we feel say some things and we love we party or we love with family because the same region come on the same party or because not like the other side. At the end of the day, the more you hate, the more hatred you have for the other side, the more you hate your country. You always say like that. Hate is not easy. Hate is hard. For hate something or somebody, it take a toll on you heavy. Love is easy. Do ya? Love is sometimes love bite the bullet for the better of the country. Love we criticize the right way. Love we support the right way. Love we not just do it because you want for hurt other person. That person is for hurt. In most of the time, you're not going for hurt. Because at the end of the day, if you want for hurt President Koroma or President Bio, they are not going for hurt them. Because the family is sick, they get money for come overseas. We in family not get the opportunity there. So Lord, we look for waiting else to move Salone before. Then people they pay them plenty money for can do their work here for we. Not to free anyone. They need do a favor. Not to favor. A lot of people get this behind and then get off their mind. Then President Saga they continue do a favor. Now work in the work for we now pay we they pay them. This they do nothing for free. They don't stuff for pay they go see then they resign. Or then we fail to take that and they will to bank them because they want their money. So we don't do something right, we can praise them. But we don't do something right, we need to criticize them. But at the end of the day, they are just workers like anybody else and working in the work. Now we didn't work for and we get the money. So Lord, we left for worship them. I tell you now, thank you. Let God bless you now. Lord, we will continue to pray for we country. I hope say by God in power, Salone go stand. But again, for Salone go only, not go move forward if you not start with me and you too. Yes. Me and you need for change with mindset. Me and you need for stop the way they think. This is not about the politician. This is about me and you too. If Salone makes it, then I made to make it. Salone put it, I made to make it well. Because of now we they support them, now we they mold them, now we they cover them. I tell you now, thank you. God bless you. Let God bless you, leader them. Let God give them the wisdom and understanding for them to go really right. And they made them go able to get Salone at heart so that tomorrow we say we'll find something to go for picking them. Thank you. God bless you. And
Theo, before we go, I just want to inject something quickly. We want to say to all Sierra Leoneans, all factions, we not want to repeat, we not want to copy Rwanda in Sierra Leone. If we just look at the danger we're up in that country today, tribalism, factions, political factions, all go disappear. Then we'll work as Sierra Leoneans for the better of one country, Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much, and good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.